Yo, what do you do? Okay, so for some reason, I keep getting copyright claimed. Um, Whatever. I'm just not gonna play music then. I will disable the sound of my YouTube because I think it's kind of hella annoying to not be able to listen to music while I play. I mean, I pay for my Spotify, my YouTube Premium. Um, So I don't know how that shit works, but it's slightly annoying that I'm not allowed to listen to music while I game. And there's no viewers as well. Like I'm literally streaming to no one because I wanted to prove that I built all this by myself. So yeah, that was slightly a bit of an annoyance, but whatever. I know how copyright works. If somebody wants their music not to be playing, then why make music? Whatever. Um, so then, yeah, sorry guys, you will not be able to listen to music. It will be boring as shit, just sitting here. If you ever watch this, I doubt someone will, but maybe, it's just hella annoying that because of some 3 minute song, my 4.5 hour stream of me building half of this thing just gets deleted. So, you know, uh, kind of annoying. I think parts 16 and 17 got cut, and 17 was kind of a big one. Because in 17 I literally built this entire piece, so if somebody wants to rebuild it, they could have just watched it and did it. They could have just not fucked up where I did because I'm off by one block, but I've told this in many streams, but whatever. And I'm not... I mean, I could if I wanted to shift everything up by one block, just one, but that's a lot of effort. I'm not gonna do that. Whatever. But yeah, I'm low-key a bit upset that, it got claimed. And I don't even know what song, dude. And the weirdest of all is, if you go check my part 1 to like 15, I've been playing the same playlist. It's the same playlist, dude. It's the same songs I've been listening to. I even tried using not copyrighted music in one of them, and that one got claimed. So, whatever, bro. I'm just not gonna play music. You guys have to sit here in silence. Sorry about that. Blame YouTube if you want. I also think it's dumb as hell, dude. Dumb as hell. But whatever. We're not here to... If that is how they do it, that's how they do it. I don't care. There we go. So yeah, today I'm gonna finish this side and I'm gonna finish that side. And then I will slowly but steadily work my way up. But yeah, we don't care. We don't mind. It's just, yeah, it's sad because, sometimes in the streams, my girlfriend calls me and I love her. I love her with everything in me. She's really a heaven sent. I don't tend to tell a lot about my personal life. I had some stuff happen, but I feel like every person has a bit of, I wouldn't call it dark days, but stuff happens in their life, and some stuff happened to me. I might as well tell this story, there's no one on the stream, so no one's gonna know. Maybe someone finds this video one day and they listen to it and they'll be like, oh, okay. So I used to be a very bad drug addict. following situations. Some stuffies happened and I overdosed. And it put me in a 6-month coma. I'm gonna leave people's names and all this stuff out of it because, you know, it's their personal lives, whatever. I'm just gonna talk about myself. This is what I've been through. This is what happened to me. So yeah, I OD'd. And yeah, that kind of changed a lot of things in my life. The way... Never mind, I'm not going to explain the way it happened. But yes, it left me in a coma. I was medically pronounced dead for 15 minutes. When I was in my coma, the doctors spoke to my parents and they told them, listen, this type of thing doesn't really happen, you know? Because they were able to resus me after the third try. And okay, let me go back a bit and I will explain the situation. So I overdosed and some other things happened that I am legally not allowed to talk about. But some stuff happened and I ended up in the hospital closest to me. A ambulance was sent out, picked me up, and they took me to my local hospital, and the doctors there tried to resuscitate me and it failed. Okay? Then another emergency doctor came in and he tried to resuscitate me and he also failed. So in that scenario, we can call it, they pronounced me dead. So I was legally not alive anymore. Okay. Then my parents were notified that, you know, I am no longer part of what I could call the civilization, you know. So my mom and dad are very religious, like extremely, and they were praying, and my father is Jewish, right? So what happened was he then went on his WhatsApp group, I think, and he called basically everybody he can, and he was like, can we all please pray together for my son? Some things happened, and you know, there's a lot of... I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional talking about this. And yeah, so as it happens, there was a doctor on my dad's WhatsApp group. I would like to reveal his name, but for privacy and all that type of things, yeah, let's wrap it up. I'll just tell you guys the story. Yeah, he then sent a helicopter over to the hospital I was at, and then the helicopter picked me up there and then took me to the hospital he practices at. And at that hospital, somehow, I don't know how, he was able to resus me. So if we take a timeline, this is about 45 minutes later, right? So everything everyone has ever told me is like, you know, you if that would ever happen to like anybody else, they'd be, you know, not here anymore. It's kind of if doctors fail the resus process, they kind of give up, you know. That's where the after special starts. Um, but no, for some reason with me, they didn't stop. Um, they tried their best, and 6 months they kept me in a I don't really know what the name for it is, but if you go through a lot of trauma, they keep you comatose. Um, and they did that with me for my body to recover or whatever. But in that process, because they resuscitated me after so much time, um, the doctors informed my parents that because I was not alive for such a long time, there may be a lot of altercations, a lot of things that will go wrong with me. I might be in a vegetative state. I might not be able to speak or walk or all those type of things ever again. You know, because my brain activity has been so lowered for such a long amount of time. It's kind of, it's they don't really tend to do it because of all the implications that follow. And so 6 months later, I'll tell you guys the story of what happened to me in my coma. So it felt like 5 minutes, I promise you. 6 months felt like 5 minutes. I was sitting on top of this mountaintop. I can probably demonstrate it with this one. It was a green, very pleasant mountaintop overlooking like a valley. Kind of like this, Like, let's just imagine this is the top of that mountain. I was sitting here, just overlooking this valley, kind of like this. And then there in the back there was this massive tree, gigantic ass tree, huge. And I was sitting there watching this tree, and then to the left side it was all blue and the clouds were gold. So to the left it was this giant bright light, blue light with all these gold clouds. And then to the right of the tree it was all these red clouds. Now a lot of people say it's heaven and hell, but it didn't feel like that, if it makes sense. I didn't feel the heaven and hell. I felt more of it. For me, it represented the good in life and then the bad in life. It didn't necessarily feel like ascension and ascension and imprisonment, if you can put it like that. It didn't feel like that. It felt like the positive energy and then the negative energy, they coexist. It's the opposite ends of a spectrum. It didn't feel like the one was appraisal and the other one was punishment. It was nothing like that. Um, it was very, very, very peaceful, extremely serene, like the type of calm you feel when you wake up. I can explain it like, have you ever had a nap? You wake up from your nap and it's 5 p.m., right? You just fell asleep after school and you wake up and it's getting dark, but it's not dark yet. And it's this weird vibe. And it's you've been sleeping, but now you're awake and it's getting dark. And it's this weird, but thrown out of sync. That's the feeling I can explain it with. That's kind of it felt like it was 5 minutes. I was just sitting on top of this mountain, just looking at this view. Nobody spoke to me. Nobody. Because growing up religious, I have a fear of God. I have this sense of religion I need to do. Hello, make it God. Sorry, my cat just jumped the door and it kind of scared me. So what was I saying? Okay, whatever. I think I was talking about my fear of God, and yes, I have it. I fear God. I really do. It's the motivator to why I try not to do certain things in my life. because of that experience I went through. And through that, afterwards, I had this kind of, you know, nobody spoke to me in my coma. It was nothing like that, or revelation that, oh, all of a sudden life's changed. And it was not really something in that sense. It was more of a, more of a, because I'm not scared of death. If I had to die, I'll gladly die. I'm planning on getting a tattoo of death on my hand because I feel like, you know, God's my keeper, but death's my guide. If it wasn't for death, you would have no value in life. It's kind of the only reason that we're here once is what brings this entire life experience such great value. Um, that's what gives anything value, is the essence of it being lost. It loses it. That's what gives everything value, is the essence that if it's lost. You understand? I don't know. Yeah. I speak like this sometimes. I apologize if it sounds a bit weird, but yeah, that's me. Um, so that's like 5 minutes later, boom, wake up in this hospital bed. Um, very confused. The nurse, I remember this so fondly, dude. This was the craziest thing. Because I think the nurse was like tending to me, because when you're in a coma, they turn you, and then because you can't lay on one side for too long, so they have to flip you over and they turn you and whatever, whatever. So I think the nurse was turning me or whatever while I was in my coma, and then I like woke up. So she looked like she was like seeing a ghost, like waking up. That's the first thing I remember, is just like me opening my eyes from this weird nap, just looking at this lady just like staring at me like I'm a ghost. And I'm like, hi, and she freaks out, like fucking goes mad, dude. It's like, bro, I promise you, it was a black lady, but she went white, bro. And I was like, oh shit, what happened now? And she runs, like literally, like straight dips, dude. Dips through the door, those hospital double doors, dude. Dips through it, comes back with an entourage of other nurses and a doctor, and they're all just like staring at me, bro. And I'm like, is everything okay? What happened? And at the time, they didn't reveal to me what happened just yet. Um, uh, so a doctor tells me, no, you've been in an accident, and you're okay now. You've been in a coma for a little bit. At the time, I had no idea how long it was or whatever happened. I woke up from a nap. That's all I knew. They were like, no, listen, you've been in a accident. You've been in a coma for a while. So we need to run some tests on you. We need to ask you some questions, whatever. And at this time, I'm trying to get up, dude. I'm trying to get up, walk. I'm trying to fucking like get out of that bed, dude. And they're all telling me to, whoa, 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 stop it, don't, blah, 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 blah. They're going off on me and whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm like, yo, can I just like stand up for a second? And they're like, no, you can't stand up and whatever, whatever. And I'm like out here, like starting to, like, there was a whole like, sorry, I'm thinking of Afrikaans words and I'm trying to tell the story in English. There's like a kombers, a blanket. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. It's like a blanket over me, and I'm pulling this, and I'm like throwing the blanket off, and I'm in this like that paper surgery outfit, like you're completely naked underneath it, and there's just like wires and pipes and shit everywhere. Like, it was insane. I felt like I was like hooked up to a test tube, and first thing I see is my wee wee, and I'm like, oh yes, okay, I still got that. I'm looking at my legs, my toes, I'm wiggling my toes. I'm like, okay, cool, my legs work, my toes work. Looking at my hands, okay, cool, my hands work. And because everybody's looking at me like weirdly, I'm like, oh fuck, my face, dude. Oh no, my face is ruined. Because at the time I thought it was a car accident. They just told me accident, so I assumed car accident. Um, and I'm like, is my face okay? Is my face okay? And she brings me she has like this little hand mirror. She shows me my face. I see the tubes in my nose, and I'm like, okay, cool. My face is fine. I still got both my eyes, and my hair was hella long, dude. I felt like a hobo, dude, like with that tied up hair, dude. Um, and I'm like, okay, cool. Nah, my hair's fine, or like I still have my hair. My face is fine. I'm like, yo, okay, there's no noticeable like damage, right? Um, but at the time, everything was numb. Like I remember my left arm. I had no sense of feeling in my left arm. It was like when you sleep on your arm and it's like numb. Now I had that in my entire left arm. I could move it, but I had zero feeling in it, which was crazy. And same with my left leg. Like the whole left side of my body was kind of numb. I had to go through a lot of physical therapy to fix that shit, dude. It's crazy, bro. Like, acupuncture, the amount of acupuncture I had to go get. I had months of sessions with acupuncture to, cause, I also, oh, this was the worst, dude. I had this thing in my aorta. I don't know what it is in English. It's the vein of your heart. Now, they put a thing in it called the hornet. So, if once you pass away, I'm gonna try and put it in the most nicest terms ever. Um, Once you start passing away, um, your organs start shutting down, right? So to prevent your organs from shutting down in a coma, they need to inject you with a bunch of different hormones. Um, Now each organ has a different hormone that they have to, how do I say it? They have to stimulate it with. Um, in order for that organ to keep organing. I don't know, dude. Like, I'm just some dumb guy explaining this. Like, please don't think it's some serious story on whatever's happening, right? I'm sitting here playing Minecraft, dude. Like, I'm not gonna be some medical expert right now. So they had this thing where they like basically stemmed my organs for them not to shut down or whatever. So I had this big like drip with like 7 or 8 other drips attached to it. It was insane, bro. So yeah, I had that. I had the normal drip in my arm. I had tubes in places I didn't know tubes could go. That was yeah. Well, we'll not get into that, but I experienced that. I had tubes in my nose. I had things plugged onto the back of my head. I had plug tubes every dude. I felt like waking up in the Matrix, bro. Like not Neo, dude. Just waking up and then there's all these things in you. Um, Whatever. So that's how I woke up there. Um, then yeah, the doctor came in, asked me some questions. I answered all of them. He's like, "Do you remember anything?" And I'm like, "I remember nothing." Zip, dude. I also suffered severe memory loss. There's a lot of things I couldn't remember. I completely lost all my memory um, for a for a while. Most of my childhood is bits of snippets, as I can put it like that. Only little memories. A lot of my school years I lost. I still can't remember a bunch of that stuff. Um, but slowly but steadily, every now and then I get a little snippet. Had severe memory loss. Um, but the thing they were most thankful for is I still had most of my motor skills. I could walk, speak, see, think, reason. Um, they were very happy because they gave me like a fork and a spoon to eat with that first night. and they were like sitting there with me, watching me use the spoon, and they were like, "Okay, cool, your motor functions still work." They were very happy about that. They were very surprised, strangely enough, about my motor functions. Which, thinking now back, it's like, yeah, if somebody has severe brain damage, was dead for 45 minutes, and they wake up, and now all of a sudden they're perfect, well, not like perfect, but in very good condition, I can say that. That's what they were really surprised about, because they explained to my parents the amount of the, my, how do I call it, my death timer was very abnormal, you know. Um, they were preparing my parents for me to be a complete vegetable. I'm not going to be able to just recover from this. Um, and yeah, the one nurse called me a miracle, medical miracle, because she's been working there for like 20 years, and I'm the first. She said I was the first coma patient that she saw wake up, dude. like, like if you think about it, like everybody like thinks about this miracle story of like, oh no, you go into a coma, you wake up, and then whatever. She told me I was the first person she had ever seen in a coma wake up. Apparently, it is something of an anomaly. It's fairly rare when a coma patient actually wakes up in the medical industry. I think movies and everything makes it seem like, yeah, no, it's easy, dude. You go coma, you wake up, life goes on. Apparently not so. The IRL fact is not a lot of people wake up from their comas. They tend to pass away in them. So she was very surprised, as I can tell you, that when she saw me like monkey stare at her waking up from this coma while she's trying to flip me. She also said in my comatose state, I used to fight them a lot, which I'm very, very like I'm dude, I feel so bad about this. The fact that I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fight you guys. When I get unconscious, my, I would say, demon form comes out, and he doesn't. I don't know, dude. It was just very, very, like, kind of embarrassing to think about the fact that I started like fighting with people and trying to pull out all my cords and whatever, and they had to come in and knock me back out or whatever. I don't know necessarily what they did, but yeah, she said I fighted a lot with them in my comatose state. And funniest story, she thought I was a DJ because I kept yelling in my coma, I need to go right now, get me on, I'm late for my plane, I need to go to Tokyo, I have to go DJ in Tokyo. That I shit you guys not, I promise you, that's what they told me. I said to them in my coma state, in my comatose state. I was like, what the hell? This is so weird. Um, but yeah, whatever. Um, that's what they told me, and that's what I'm telling you guys now. So, so yeah, that was something very funny. Um, Woke up, had a bunch of tests done on me, like a bunch of tests, because the doctor said this is like I was like the first person that ever like woke up after being almost solidly dead from their experience. I'm pretty sure there's some other people out there that have the same thing. Um, but I was there, let's say, first. And they did a bunch of tests on me, blood pressure. They tested I had these sensors on my head to see my brain activity. Um, yeah, there was just like I said, a whole bunch of tests were done. Can't really go into more detail than that. They just did about what they did. I don't know. I don't know. They just did stuff. Then what happened after that? Um, oh yeah, because it was a drug-induced. I don't really necessarily want to say it that way, but I think that's how the situation unfolded. They called it a drug-induced suicide. Um, that's how the medical term framed it. If you overdose on a substance and you take a lethal dose of it, that's how they frame it. That's how it's stated on your form. For anyone out there thinking, yo, drugs are cool, whatever, that's how they label you. If you pass away, you are a drug-induced suicidal patient. Um, and that is the title I got. Very pleasant, very lovely. Um, extremely embarrassing, if I can add it that way. Felt like a piece of shit. Yeah. Other than that, oh yeah, then I went to, because it was drug-induced suicide. Well, that's what they claimed it. I have no idea. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I wasn't conscious to. I don't know how I felt at the time. Like I told you, I have insane memory loss. I have severe memory loss. I don't remember anything. I don't know how I felt that night. I don't know what happened. Bro, I have zero clue what happened to me. So I can't tell you in what mind state I was in, how I was feeling. Was I mad? Was I angry? I don't know. These are things I ponder on a lot. And now, I am the person I am now. I have to deal with it. I have to work through these emotions with a therapist and a psychiatrist and all these type of things. I do it. It's fine. Shit happens. Life goes on. And yeah, so then I had to go to a mental hospital after that, which was, how can I phrase it? Interesting, to say the least. Actually very chillin', not what I thought it was. I've always had this false perception of a mental hospital being like, this like being strapped up, going into this place, because they did strap me up. Just so, by the way, I was taken to the mental hospital in an ambulance while in a straitjacket. Yes, that was me. Why tell this story look crazy? I think I am. But yeah, so I was strapped up in the straitjacket, taken to a mental hospital, which I first thought, oh fuck, I'm going to the loony bin. This is it for me. They're gonna lock me in there, and then I'm gonna be gone like that. This is my life now. But no, we got there. They just strapped me up for the ride in the ambulance. Got there, they unstrapped me. Was kind of nice, had some food, a lot of new people. I was sent to a very, how do I call it, low, I wouldn't say low risk, not like a heavily psychiatric hospital. It was more of a chillin' psychiatric hospital, okay? More for like depressed moms and kids who don't behave, that type of mental facility. So I was sent to one of them. It was actually pretty chill. Food was great. Spent a month there, so I was now 7 months in a hospital. After my little stay at the psychiatric hospital, I was sent to a rehabilitation center, a rehab. Ooh, what fun that was. Yo. The rehab was actually pretty lit, not gonna lie. The people I met there was straight comedy, dude. Damn, bro. Straight comedy, yo. That place was absolutely hectic, dude. Damn, bro. The memories I have from that place is it's amazing. Um, Straight comedy, pure fire. Would recommend. No, I'm joking. Yeah, met a lot of friends there. Uh, no, it was a good time. It was a good time. So I keep thinking that I can't reveal people's personal names and whatever. So I'm trying to keep it down low, not reveal people's names, because people have a right to their private life, and this is on the internet. The internet's forever. I'm just telling my story, what happened to me. This is my life story, not anybody else's. So I'm just telling my side of the story. I think these should be solid, actually. Um, so yeah, then I went to a rehab for another 2 months. So 9 months out of my year, I was stuck in a hospital and facilities. Very lovely, very nice. Um, and then, oh yeah, and then one Sunday, I got from the rehab, my mom could come pick me up, and we went out for the day, and I got a haircut and a shave. Because all this time I was straight hoboing, dude. Hoboing cuckold, bruh. Man bun. Because my hair was so long, I had to like tie it up with a rubber band. And like, dude, straight, like, dude, bad time, bro. Like, damn, straight hobo, bad vibes, whatever. Cringe when I think about it, but it's okay. Um, this is starting to look very nicely. Sorry, I'm planning this out while I'm telling this story as well. So then, uh, yeah. After that, I met Kayla, love of my life, absolute angel. Um, very, cause this morning, I don't know, I'm a bit emotional today. I don't know why, but this morning I had I wouldn't necessarily say I woke up a bit moody. Life happens. Emotions, a lot of things in life. You know, we recently had a death in the family, and I'm still thinking about it. And just before my birthday last year, we lost a very, very close family friend. I still think about him a lot. Um, Amazing person. Such, such an amazing person. And yeah, having to lose close people like that kind of hurts. It always gives me this feeling of why them, you know? Um, I was blessed to have, gotten a second chance in life. And people at church and everywhere we go, they always tell me, I'm a miracle that I survived this ordeal that I went through. And I always wonder why I have these thoughts of, I'm not per se a good person. Um, I've always been the naughty kid. I've always like yacht kakan. How can I put that in English terms? Like I've been the naughty kid, dude. I've been the drug addict kid. I've been the probably steal things to buy other shit kid. Dude, I would not call me a good person. Straight. If thinking back on my life and how the person I am, I'm not a good person. In fact, if I had to like think of myself, I think I'm pretty ass, you know. I wouldn't necessarily put it like that, but I would consider myself the scum, you know, the bad kids, dude, the bad people. But everybody else calls me a miracle, so I have a little bit of a hard time defending that for myself in my mind. I guess, you know, thinking about it now, you know, life it's hard. It's not that hard. It's emotional, it's a roller coaster, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows this. So I was always just wondering, why did I survive this ordeal? There's a lot of other things I want to say, but to keep people's privacy and whatever in check, I'll refrain from it. But yeah, I guess I had a little bit of a survival mentality of like, why me? Why did I survive this? But yeah, that's enough for me bitching about stupid stuff. So yeah, we lost a couple of people. I'm very sad about it. He was a really good guy. Yeah. Sorry, going through some messages. But yeah, that was about 3 years ago. I'm coming up on my 3 years clean and sober, which is amazing. I was one of those people that thought life would be absolute boring without drugs. You know, I was a complete drug addict mess. Wait, is this one online? This one I can stay up. 2, 3. Yeah, I was one of those people, dude. But it is possible to have an amazing life without the use of drugs. I'm not advocating it for anyone. This is just my story, my experience, what happened to me. And I don't necessarily want it to happen to other people. It's very difficult, because after a while, my mentality on my drug use was always, I'm not hurting anyone, you know, I'm using whatever, I'm not getting in the way of other people, I have a job, I make my own money, I'm not asking my parents money to buy drugs and whatever, you know, that's the mentality I had. I'm not hurting anyone with my use. that's then when you tell you start lying to yourself. Because it actually does hurt everyone in your life. When I mean everyone, I mean it. You know, other people know. They know, bro. They know. They know you're an addict. They know you're throwing your life away. And that shit hurts. That shit hurts. It hurts everyone. Parents. Partner. Everything. I watched this short the other day. And the guy was like, you know, some people can drink, some people can do drugs and have a good time and be fine, you know. But if you can imagine 10 people and the way you remember them, and if you remember one person of those 10, like think about your friends and everybody in your life, and if you can think of 10 of them, basically addiction is like every time you remember one of them, it's a sad thought. It's a sad memory of that person. Now, I didn't get it at the time, but I'm starting to understand it now. It's like every time you think of this person, you have it's sad. Now, thinking of it that way, you know, it's basically like, damn, I'm pretty sure I'm messing up this whole pitch of what this guy said. But every time you remember that, then, you know, it's a sad thought, and that's basically what addiction is. It's like, if you... Damn, I am literally messing this whole thing up, but okay. Let me try and put it in different words. Every time you think of that person, it's a sad thought. And, okay, let's just say, if you think of that 1 out of the 10 people that they passed away. Now, that is what addiction is. Every time you think of these 10 people, one of them is a sad thought. But me and my genetics, I'm prone to addiction. So I'm basically playing a game of Russian roulette. But instead of playing with 1 bullet in the chamber, I'm playing with 3. Because of my genetics, I'm prone to being addicted. Because I proved it. I literally proved that I was an addict. And so much so that I overdosed on my DOC. DOC is drug of choice. I'm not going to mention what my DOC was. I'm not giving any more fame to substances that there should be. I realized I made some hella big mistakes in my life. If I could take it back, I will. If I could wish another life on it, I would. But that is my reality. That is my fact. That is my dark past I have to deal with. And yeah, I don't necessarily know why right now I think my stream's sitting at 0 viewers. I'm just literally talking this out to myself. But if somebody finds this one day and you know, just please don't make the same mistakes I did. If my kids watch this one day, they can hear the story, they can know what I've been through. I don't want them to go through the same things I did. It was a hard time. It was not easy. The emotional turmoil it leaves is vast. regret I have on my heart lays thick. The pain I put my parents through is unimaginable. Unimaginable. It's it's sickening, actually. The pain I put my mom through. It's I can't even like it. I have like this little feeling on my heart if I think about it. The pain I put my own mother through is undescribable. And when I think about things like that, I'm like, sometimes maybe I do deserve punishment for just that. It's bad. But you know, it comes back to that old saying, every dark cloud there's a silver lining, you know? Sometimes people need to go through some dark shit to realize what they have in their life and what they're not. They shouldn't throw away. And that was mine. But okay, I'm gonna chill a bit. That was my story time. I do feel very bad for the situations that led up to it. I didn't mean for it to happen, you know. If I could go back and change things, I would. But you can't. This is my little me revealing some regrets. But can't take it back. Is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Yeah, that's enough sad stories from my side. I am going to finish this build. And then I'll try and put on some music, but I'm going to put it on for myself, so you guys are just gonna have to listen to nothing, because if this keeps getting copyright striked, I might lose my YouTube channel, and then I'll be real sad. Alright, I'm a mute.